All right, so you're ready to dig into Netflix, huh?
Looks like it.
Yeah, well, smart move because there's a lot to unpack here.
There is.
We got this Motley Fool article, right? And they're analyzing the recent stock surge.
Mm-hmm.
And get this, they're even talking about another stock split.
Another one?
Yeah, possibly in 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and their earnings per share have jumped like over 3,500% in the last decade.
That's incredible.
It is. So is this just hype? Or is Netflix really setting itself up for like another power move?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's interesting here is that Netflix is, kind of painting this picture of even bigger things to come.
Oh, really?
It's not just about the impressive numbers they've posted. There's more.
Okay, so let's talk numbers then.
All right.
This Motley Fool article highlights some pretty impressive Q4 earnings.
Yeah.
18.9 million new subscribers.
Wow.
In one quarter.
Just one quarter.
Yeah, pushing them past, 300 million total.
That's huge.
It is. Revenue is up 16% year over year. And their operating income, a 52% jump.
Those are some serious gains.
They are. Those are some serious gains.
Yeah.
So they're attributing some of this success to that new ad-supported plan and, the move into live events like NFL games.
It's a pretty strategic play, wouldn't you say?
Live NFL games on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a bold move.
It is.
But it seems to be working. I mean, it shows they're willing to, shake things up to keep growing.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Netflix is saying this is just the beginning.
Oh, wow.
They estimate they're only capturing about 6% of entertainment spending.
6%?
Yeah, in their current markets.
Hold on, only 6%? That seems tiny considering how massive Netflix already is.
Exactly. And that's what makes their growth potential so intriguing, especially as they expand internationally and fine-tune their ad revenue strategies.
So there's a lot more room to grow.
We're talking about a company that's already a major player, but still sees a huge runway ahead.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
All right, so now let's talk about this stock split.
Okay.
Everyone's buzzing about.
Right.
The article mentions that Netflix has split its stock twice before.
Mm-hmm.
And with their share price pushing toward $1,000,
getting up there,
they might be gearing up for another one in 2025.
Interesting.
So, remind me, what does a stock split actually mean for investors?
Well,
is it like free money?
Not quite. Think of it this way.
Okay.
Imagine cutting a pizza into more slices.
Okay.
You still have the same amount of pizza,
right?
Just smaller pieces.
Okay, so it's not about magically increasing the value of the company.
Exactly. It's more about making the stock more accessible.
Okay.
To a wider range of investors.
Good day, Seth.
A lower price per share might attract more buyers,
right,
which could then boost demand.
Got it. But the Motley Fool article seems to be urging a bit of caution here.
Right, and for good reason.
Okay.
Netflix already has a high valuation.
Yeah.
And it's a mature business.
Mm-hmm.
A stock split doesn't magically change those fundamentals.
Right.
Yeah.
So does that mean everyone should be rushing out to buy Netflix stock right now? Just because there might be a split?
That's where things get a little tricky.
Okay.
It really comes down to, your individual risk tolerance and your investment goals.
Right.
Are you playing the short game?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in it for the long haul?
I guess that depends on whether you're, a growth investor or a value investor. Right?
It's an important distinction.
Yeah, sometimes I get those two mixed up.
Yeah, growth investors, they're all about potential. They're looking for companies that are poised for rapid growth. Even if the current valuation seems high, they're comfortable with a bit more risk because they're hoping for those outsized returns.
So they're like the venture capitalists of the stock market.
Yeah.
Betting on the next big thing.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Value investors, on the other hand.
Yeah.
They're more like bargain hunters. They're looking for solid companies that they believe the market has undervalued.
Okay.
Their focus is on, steady long-term gains.
Got it. And where does Netflix fall on that spectrum?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
They're the undisputed leader in streaming with a massive global reach.
Yeah.
But they're also a well-established company with a pretty hefty valuation.
Okay.
The market already has high expectations for their future performance.
So maybe not the same explosive growth potential as a smaller startup.
Exactly. And that ties back to the Motley Fool article's cautionary note,
Right.
Netflix might not be the screaming buy it once was.
Yeah.
At least not for everyone.
But still a solid company, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's just important to be realistic about the potential upside, especially when the stock price is already so high.
Okay, this is where I think the conversation about live sports gets really interesting.
Yeah.
The article touched on this.
It did.
But I'm curious to hear your take. Is this push into live events like NFL games a smart, long-term play for Netflix? Or is it a risky gamble?
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the bigger picture of where streaming is headed.
Okay.
Live sports is incredibly expensive to acquire the rights for.
I could imagine.
We're talking billions of dollars in broadcasting deals.
Right.
And then there's the fierce competition from traditional cable and satellite providers who have dominated the space for decades.
So Netflix is wading into a very crowded, very expensive pool.
They are.
Right.
And to succeed,
Yeah.
they need to offer something unique, something that sets them apart from the competition.
Right.
They're trying to do that with their global subscriber base, their massive library of on-demand content.
But is that enough to justify the massive investment in live sports?
That's the key question for investors.
Yeah.
It's not a simple yes or no.
Right.
It's about carefully weighing the potential rewards against the risks and understanding how it all fits into Netflix's overall strategy.
It's like a giant puzzle.
Exactly.
We're trying to figure out where all the pieces fit.
We've laid out the key information.
Yeah.
The financial performance, the stock split, this intriguing push into live sports.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to analyze it all and decide what it means for your own investment strategy.
Right. This is what I find so fascinating about these deep dives.
Yeah.
It's not just about, getting a stock tip or chasing the latest trend.
Right.
It's about understanding how the whole game is changing.
Absolutely. We're talking about the future of entertainment here.
Right.
The forces that are shaping, entire industries.
Yeah. And as investors, we need to be able to see beyond the headlines and make sense of it all.
For sure.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from Netflix's impressive earnings growth
We have.
to their bold move into live sports, and of course that potential stock split everyone's talking about.
It's a lot to take in. But remember, this is just the starting point.
Yep.
It's about taking this information and figuring out what it means for you, your investment goals, your risk tolerance.
It's like we've given you the pieces of a puzzle, and now it's up to you to put it all together.
Exactly. And there's no single right answer.
Right.
That's what makes investing so challenging,
Yeah.
but also so rewarding.
So what are some of the key questions you should be asking yourself as you evaluate Netflix as a potential investment?
Well, first think about their competitive landscape.
Okay.
How are they positioned against rivals like Disney Plus and HBO Max?
Right. Are they gaining market share, or are they simply riding the wave of overall streaming growth?
Exactly. And then there's the question of their valuation.
Yeah. Is it justified based on their current performance and future prospects, or is there a risk of a correction?
It's a valid concern, and of course that big question mark hanging over their move into live sports.
Yeah. Is it a sustainable strategy or a costly gamble? How will it impact their financials, their subscriber growth, their overall competitive position?
Those are some hefty questions.
They are, but that's the beauty of investing, isn't it? It's about asking the tough questions, doing your research, and ultimately making informed decisions that align with your personal goals.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We've given you the roadmap. Now it's up to you to explore, to dig deeper, to draw your own conclusions.
And remember, the world of investing is constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
What's true today might not be true tomorrow.
So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, enjoy the journey.
Well said.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Netflix. And Lecturer, thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
Happy investing, everyone.